My name is Tyler Royke. I'm here with my co-host Jimmy Doolin, and you're listening to ABC Agent Broker Conversations, where we talk all things real estate. And Jimmy, what's going on? What's new in your world?
Hey, you know what? I had a great weekend, great Father's Day. Um, got to go for a nice long walk and to a local tavern, watch the F1 race, smoke a cigar, have a maker's mark. And I had my beautiful wife with me. And my dog, trusty dog. So it was a good day. Had a good Sunday.
That sounds like a great Father's Day. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you. I did indeed. It was heard from a lot of great people, and yeah. So all good on the front. How
That's
about
amazing.
yourself? How was your weekend?
It was great. My wife and I's anniversary was actually on Father's Day, so I got to correct a couple people who were wishing us a happy Father's Day. I got to tell them, well, actually, it's our anniversary. So that was fun, but we had a great time. Did some, fine dining and exploring up in Fort Worth, cowboy capital of the world. So it was a good time.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. How many years?
6 years.
Awesome. Well, that's good. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yes, for sure. It's stick with it. It's definitely a great thing. We're 27 years, so I you know I think people miss out on all that's good about having a companion that you get to know. So at any event, well, let's get to real estate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So CRM choice. What let's can you familiarize our viewers with what CRM choice is in the EXP world?
Yeah, CRM of choice is something new that's getting rolled out right now as we speak. Where as long as agents at EXP effectively get to choose which CRM they want. As of the time of this recording, we got three options between Bold Trail, formerly known as KV Core, and then we've got Lofty, formerly known as Chime, and then we've got Close. So we've got three leading cutting edge options, I would say, as far as the different tech tools and resources. If I'm not mistaken, I believe a single agent license, depending on which of these you're looking at, can range anywhere. I mean, all the way up to $400 to $500 a month for a single agent license, depending on which of these options you were to select. Outside of a company like EXP equipping you with it. Um, so yeah, I know you've probably looked a lot deeper into this, correct? As far as like, I guess what the differences are, because I think that's probably the most common thing that agents that we're working with are probably trying to figure out is which option do they really want to take advantage of. And I think it's cool too, just to put it out there that um, I think EXP is doing like 90 days of training, like 90 days in a row, where they're doing a live training to like really outline what the distinctions are between these different options. But what have you seen that you like? And I feel like there's probably, I would imagine that depending on the agent, their business and their goals, there might be a correct fit for different people depending on what they do. But would love to hear more of your take on things.
I couldn't help but think of the artist formerly known as Prince when you were saying that. You had formerly known as KV Core, Bold Trail, and well. By the way, why did these two CRMs change their names? Do you know? Have you heard anything about that? Is it just an evolution?
I have no idea.
I don't either. I just find it interesting when it's a product. Changing the name seems odd because you spend all this time and energy and money branding a product. So I mean, like if we became PXE, formerly known as EXP, I don't know. It just seems odd to me.
I'm sure there's something to it. I just haven't looked into it. But
Well,
I mean, yeah, I
two
feel
of
like
the three have a past that obviously that they're not exposed. They don't want to use anymore. But anyway, yeah, there's three choices. I think there are at least one more choice coming down the pipeline. But as of right now, there's 3 choices. I think some of the things that are important for agents to know is they're all 3 free. In all of the circumstances, you're getting the premium offering of that tool included in your tech stack with EXP. So you're not starting at the bottom, and then if you want to use this feature or that feature, you have to pay extra. So I think that's important. In terms of training, all 3 of those platforms offer training on, I believe it's every day of the week, noon and 3 o'clock Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. So, and they're doing these Zooms where you can listen to somebody who is an expert on that product, and they're sharing their insight on their particular product. So, at any event, I think that's important to note as well. Yeah, I have listened to and made my selection. Now, with all that being said, Tyler, at the end of the day, the one that you use is the best one for you. I mean, given the option. Hold on one second. I'm going to shut my door.
Sure.
Felt like I was competing with somebody to talk. At any event, the thing that I think the important piece is that whatever one you use is the right one for you, right? So
Yep.
I used to use a platform called Howard and Friends, and geez, this goes back early 90s. And just to give you an idea of how dated this is, when I got Howard and Friends, it was on DOS. Now, you are so young, you may never even have heard of DOS. Is that fair? Or are you familiar with DOS?
Is that like a software or computer or something?
Yeah, so like I said, you've never even heard of it. It was an operating system. It was before Windows. It was green screen. It was a dark screen with green writing.
Okay.
But
yeah,
anyway,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I didn't think you did.
No, I do, but it's like very I can't say I know much more than that.
Yeah, all right. The bottom line is that I used Howard and Friends for a long time, and they went out of business when they switched over to Windows. It just ended up destroying their system. And then I went to Top Producer, and I really Top Producer wasn't nothing's perfect. Yeah, I just think that's the reality, right? Because the people creating it, they have their ideas of what it needs and in what order and how it works and how it looks and feels. And they're trying to accommodate literally tens of thousands of people to use these tools. But there are 3 fundamental differences on these new CRMs. First off, 2 of them are focused on lead generation. In other words, their main goal is to generate online leads and funnel them into the CRM. One of them is a sphere of influence CRM, and they would tell you openly that that's their goal. So I was looking for a couple of things. Number one, I was looking for simplicity, because if it gets complicated and I have to do a lot of legwork, the likelihood of utilizing it properly is probably thins out for me. 2, I am a sphere of influence person. And 3, majority of what I'm doing, although it's, I'm kind of at an unusual pace of real estate this year. I'm over $10 million in closed deals, Tyler. This kind of bizarre for a guy who's not out, hustling real estate every day. But the last piece is that my main goal and my main practice is based on agent attraction. So I want to be able to incorporate that into the platform. So I've decided to go with Close. Close is sphere of influence focused. It actually, I don't know if I'm using this word right, but syncs with my agent attraction platform that I use. And the other piece that I found really, really fascinating, Close is the only, I believe, the only one that you use your own phone number with and your own email address. In other words, everything you send, whether I send it from my phone, I use Messenger on Facebook or Instagram or anything, any tool that I use to send communication or any interaction, emails, any email account, anything, Close grabs that and puts it in their history with me. So I have all communication with them. So you can literally see the frequency that you've communicated with this person in one location. So it grabs it from every single use, whether it's a text message, a call, instant message, a DM, whatever the hell you use, it grabs it. So for me, that's pretty cool. And it works. So some of the, some people, clients will go in there, a contact will go in there and it'll be a potential buyer, let's say. But then I can put another person in there and they are a potential recruit. So I can work them interchangeably. I can sit there and log in and do my activities. And one activity may be for a buyer, one might be for a seller, but one may be an agent that is thinking about coming on board, or a broker who has a firm who's thinking about coming on board. And it's gonna grab all the communication so that you no longer have to put it in there. They also have OpenAI and have about 100 different platforms now that they align with or sync with, whatever the correct terminology is. Now, the one thing that I will say, Close does not provide an agent website. So for some people, that may be a negative if they're trying to build a funnel. Now, if you go buy if you have let's say you have a Bold Trail site and you decide that you like that Bold Trail site, you can keep that site and have it funnel those leads from the site into Close or any number of other websites. They have OpenAI or open, whatever you call that. So all of them will sync pretty much with it, but that is a component. You could have an additional cost, et cetera, that you wouldn't have with some of those other sites. So I find Bold Trail to be a bit too cumbersome for me. So I tend to just stay away from it and not utilize it, which I hate, because obviously you're being provided a tool in your tech stack with EXP. And we all know that these things are beneficial, but they're only beneficial if you use them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, that's a good kind of a good takeaway there. So simplicity, you've got one option if you want simplicity, and you've got a couple more options if you want an IDX site and more lead generation capabilities built in.
Yeah, if you want them built in, then you don't want to go with Close. Close has the lead funnels and the lead management and all that, but you would have to provide the source. So it would not be the right fit if you didn't want to buy another website. Now, the flip side is, if you're going to buy let's say you've gone to one of these really high-end companies and built, one of these beautiful, expensive, supposed to be amazing websites, then this is your back-end platform that will work off of that site. So it certainly, I'm not saying if you should not do it because it doesn't have a website. I'm just saying that people need to be aware of it. They either need to provide that source or forego it. If they're, working a sphere of influence, it may not be critical. So we're going to do it as a team, and I still need to learn more about the team piece. So when somebody decides it's a 1-year commitment, so EXP has said that once you make a selection, it's a 1-year commitment. All 3 of the companies will transition you from where you are to them. So that's all done internally. I don't know about the other 2 because I didn't look at the transition, but Close actually has different levels of transition, so they will do it all for you. But you can also they have specialists that you can kind of a concierge type level. You can spend a couple $100, $500, and they will actually build out all of your systems for you as well. So I thought that was a pretty neat deal. So yeah, you make a 1-year commitment to one of these. At the end of that year, if you want to transition again, you can. But at the end of that year, there may be more choices. My guess is there will be. And then it's a matter of going to the CRM Choice Toolkit and selecting. You're selecting the platform. You put in, answer a few questions, select that platform, and then you're registered in there as somebody that's going to move to that platform. So when they make the transition, you're all set up.
Yeah. Well, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think the moral story is people need to get on those Zooms. They need to get on one of those 3. Actually, the one I was on. No, that was different product. Yeah, it was a Zoom. People need to get in and listen to and hear about the product offerings, because there are differences, and you need to find the one that you are comfortable using and will use, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yep, the best CRM is the one you use.
Amen. 100%. And that's what I'm after, is just simplicity. I think really key thing for me was the connectivity to my agent attraction platform. When I realized that that those 2 communicate and I can move the contacts right into my CRM, that was pretty big.
Yeah, that's solid to know that it's a good fit for that.
Yeah. So anyway, simple process. 3 hours worth of Zooms if you want to listen to all of them, unless you find the one you want. But 3 hours of those, and then away you go. Life moves on.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I also did are you familiar with, have you transitioned to Slack yet?
I wouldn't say I've transitioned to Slack, but I do have my account set up to go for that. So,
man, do you understand it yet?
I mean, I'm not new to Slack. Have you ever used it before?
No.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's where there's a training. Have you done the training on it?
No, I am today. That is my focus. I'm on it, but today my focus is getting signed up for, getting involved in whatever I need to in order to understand it, because I don't want to find myself in a bad spot, because I use work chat so much that I don't want to find myself out in left field by myself and disconnected from the real estate world that we know today.
Yeah. Well, Slack's like, I mean, it's like a chat with just a lot more functionality. That's probably the simplest way to describe it without really understanding how it works. That's, yeah. I mean, you can do everything on work chat. It just does a lot. You can do a lot more than work chat.
Well, I certainly need to, like I said, today, that's going to be one of my focuses, is getting up and running on that. because don't we transition fully at the end of the month?
Yeah, well, I know by August that workplace is going to be read only. I think by the end of August. So yeah, it's coming right around the corner.
Yes, it is. Lots going on, my friend. Lots going on. Lots of change. Tamara's going to the Win event in Orlando. So she's going to go to that ladies EXP real estate event in Orlando. So looking forward to that. I'm going to see you in Scottsdale for the next Alpha meeting.
Yeah, that's out in September.
Yeah,
right?
And they've now combined the top
producers and attractors.
Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting twist to see how that. I know there's breakout sessions for those, so some of it's together, some of it's separate, but that's going to be interesting to see how that works out.
Yeah, I know that's something a few people had asked for, so that's our leadership being very agile and open to the feedback they're getting from the agents, which they tend to be a lot. So what's interesting was the stat they shared that of the top 250 producers, it was over 98% of them had attracted, if I'm not mistaken, I think 3 or more agents. I think that was the threshold they had mentioned, but nonetheless, almost all our top producers were also on some level attracting, even if just a little bit. So,
well, I mean, it makes sense because who becomes more attractive than somebody who's successful in the business? So, I mean, you're naturally. I think it's an easy process for a productive agent to interact and attract another productive agent because they're doing deals with them.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're asking them the kind of questions about a real estate company and how the real estate company helps them grow. And so those agents that's what they're talking about, right? They're fundamentally talking about how the real estate company of EXP works, not how attraction works or anything else. They're just talking about real estate and how they can sell more houses because of the tools and the support that they receive at EXP. And that's what most agents are interested in hearing about.
Yeah, you're naturally in conversation with agents more frequently if you're doing a lot of deals.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I don't know if it's, coincidence or, the EXP effect, but, old Jimmy here, I feel like I've come out of retirement in terms of sales. I'm over $10 million for the first half of the year. So it's been a minute since I've done that kind of business, and I still have 2 or 3 nice sized listings that need to hit the market. So man, who knows? I might set a record for myself. And I kind of left sales and was on the attraction side from owning the brokerage from 2008 on. So in 2007, I think I did 30 or 35 million, but I haven't been out there banging the streets since 2007, and lo and behold, here I am.
Yeah, you're going to have to host a training before you know it called How I Did $20 Million in Production Without Being in Production.
Well, it's just, there's just some irony to it. My son, who, I talk about frequently on here, he's kind of laughed. He's like, Dad, I just don't understand. It's like you wake up and you do a deal. And I was like, I guess that's just the beauty of being around a long time. I'm kind of like a gnat. I don't go away, I guess.
Yeah, you earn those opportunities with all the years and hard work you put into getting your name out there.
Yeah, I mean, the experience pays off. So there was another tool that I did. It was a marketing listing presentation tool that I did. Have you done any recent webinars or anything that EXP's put out there? There seems to be so much technology and so many offerings. I feel like I mean, these guys must be putting in double time to interview these companies and find solutions that are good, because I just had one. I wish I could think of the name here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I thought it was a Zoom, but it ended up being a uh, here it is. The tool was, well, the meeting was titled "Win the Listing Before, During, and After the Appointment." But the tool was called, here it is, Kaido, Kaydoh. Have you seen that?
Haven't heard of it.
It is neat. I really found it pretty fascinating. So you might consider looking into that. But I was really really impressed with it. It's a neat presentation tool. So yeah, something to consider.
Kaido, and it just helps you with your presentation.
Yeah, so they said that some agents have used it as their website, but it was primarily around presentations. It's one of those things that I'm going to need to go back and rewatch, maybe hear it a different way, to fully understand. I'm kind of wondering if it wouldn't pair well with close, to be honest with you. That's what's going through my mind. But it's it's understanding it all. And so, hey, on a side note, I have done 3 co-sponsorships.
Nice. We're neck and neck in that case.
So you've done 3 as well?
I have. Yep.
I didn't really understand understand how to get it done at first, but now that I've done it a couple times, but pretty fascinating. Interesting to see how that all plays out. But I tell you what, it has created. I've got people that, I don't know, they had a really good friend in another state, and so when they joined DXP, they joined under them, but then they wanted to be with a team, so they joined my team. And I certainly have always made myself available to help them with agent attraction, etc. But now the ability to co-sponsor with them, because they're not in my rev share. So the ability to co-sponsor has just really accelerated the opportunity.
Yeah. So that's good to hear.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, we'll see where it goes, but I think I certainly see it creating some new opportunities. Now, yeah. Are you the sponsor or co-sponsor in those cases?
Oh, that's 3 where I'm the that's 3 where I'm the co-sponsor. There's at least, I think I have at least probably 3. I think I have 3 more, 2 or 3 more where it's the reverse of that.
All right. So I haven't done any where I'm the sponsor bringing in the co-sponsor, but I did just get a call from another EXP agent and called and said, "Hey, I've been talking to so-and-so. They told me that you've been talking to them. Would you be open to doing co-sponsorship with me?" And I said, "Sure, happy. That doesn't bother me at all." So at any event, that's probably a scenario where I sponsor and they co-sponsor. So that could be my first one, but I hadn't done any. So I haven't done any of it that way. I've only done it the other way where I'm the co-sponsor.
Okay. Yeah, I've had both. I mean, I think there's at least There's probably, I mean, including the ones that have a co-sponsor where I'm the primary, there's probably at least 4 people in my group that added a co-sponsor, 4 or 5, I think. And then I'm the co-sponsor for 3.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, in any event, I'm seeing it, now seeing it, feeling it in real life work. So I think that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's a good tool for the right purpose to help some more people.
Yeah, for sure. All right, my friend. Well, I think it's I got tons to do, so I think it's time to get after it.
Yeah, let's go and get it.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit behind on my activities, but nevertheless, I think today's going to be a good day to get caught up. I don't have appointments out of the office, so I'm going to spend all day behind the desk banging stuff out and getting it done. So,
yeah, likewise.
Well, good. So for everybody out there, please like, share, comment, etc. We'd love to hear what you have to say. We'd love to have your opinion. And if you don't like our opinion, we'd love to know you don't like it. But if you do, we want to hear about it. So either way, comment, share, like, etc. Until next week, have a great week, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next conversation. I'm Jimmy Doolin, and my co-host, Tyler Royke. Have a great day.